to me, I figured you.
What it is, every revolution or every political movement or any kind of change, and having someone, okay, CIA, which is fucking for you to call me CIA when you know I'm not.
Everything was politicized. It was, oh, this is when we became the left versus the right. But both sides are trash. In COVID,
his own thing. So it seems to be that money's the issue, that like we're using money and that's how politics is being pushed. Because now we've seen what someone does when they use their own money and it doesn't seem to be a solution. So I feel like we take money out of politics, we'll have a much better political system.
Politician, you think they're gonna come out and tell me the truth? They was lying to my mama. They ain't gonna never tell us.
So everybody, we look at certain things just because, oh, this happens in the hood or we see this every day. All the way up. These people were speaking truth. King, we could talk X, we could talk it all. They were speaking truth.
What's going on in anyone's mind, but let's take it as a given that Gray's argument is true, that the argument to not have ID is that it would be discriminatory versus certain socioeconomic brackets or something. It's like
the world's greatest trial run of what people will do and what people won't do. And we are the only country on the planet that really fought against the government. A lot of it,
because you focus on 80-20 issues. I'm looking at the Epstein issue as we have 80% of the information we need to prosecute these people that actually did anything, but you're focusing on the 20% trying to take down Donald Trump, which you're never going to get. So I'm going to keep sitting here with a smug-ass face on every single day.
I'll explain. Good question. I'll give you the answer. The Republican Party constantly talks about transgenders and transgender surgery to minors. The number...
I'm mostly on the left, ideologically, but I don't associate with the Democrats because they're not ideologically on the left. The Democrats are clowns, and they're also losers.
About to be any engaging conversation. It's not about to be any discourse about different political ideologies, what works and what doesn't. If that is the outcome, right? For example, I'm not gonna go and just put myself in the middle of a KKK rally.
Verify me, I'm not a fucking Fed. They always do this. I'll say this, right? But they did the same thing to Nick. We've seen the video. They'll call people who are genuine and authentic Feds because
the interesting thing to me is that the ones that claim that they believe the Constitution are now trampling the Constitution. The ones that said they believed in the First Amendment, the freedom of speech, right, are now going against the freedom of speech.
leadership perspective.
They'll have no plan. They'll never talk about nothing positive about the Democrat Party. Everything is just anti-Trump. They're not willing to have a conversation. They call us fascists. We're willing to have a conversation. Charlie Kirk's willing to have a conversation.
The survivors, because that's exactly who they are. They are not victims, they are survivors. Let me say thank you for having more courage and moral clarity in your pinky fingers than the entire Department of Justice. We are currently the laughing stock of the world, partially because of the failed leadership within the DOJ, as we see kings and queens falling everywhere around the world. But we don't know the basics of right and wrong in this country because it's not about partisanship. And that's why I applaud Thomas Massie, because he's the only person on the Republican side that has a backbone and knows how to stand up to corruption. But nevertheless, let me keep going. My Democratic colleagues have been attacked this entire committee hearing. They have been lied on and Frankly, the American people weren't looking for that. They were looking for answers about the corruption that they see coming from this administration. In fact, this administration is complicit. But there are numerous others, like how the DOJ is attempting to obstruct justice in the investigation of the rogue agents who have murdered American citizens, or how the DOJ seized voter data from Fulton County in an attempt to steal the 2026 midterm elections, or how federal agents have Tom Homan on tape accepting a bribe and your agency killed the investigation, or how your agency is ready to give the president a $230 million payday, which is unconstitutional. The Constitution is clear. The president shall not receive any payment except his salary while in office. The fact of the matter is that you will be remembered as one of the worst attorney generals in history. An attorney general who has prioritized obstruction over justice, corruption over the law, fealty to the president over loyalty to the Constitution. And Mr. Chairman, I will yield.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Described him as one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth.
Lion roar, na the mountain high. Smoke rise up, touch Jaja sky.
Welcome to the man cave.
Welcome to the man cave. Nora Christine has taken over. So sorry. Gray did not come tonight. Go ahead, Mia.
This is Mia.
85 Slim.
I'm Doc.
Mr. Rippy Unfiltered.
Candy, you're muted.
What's happening?
And we have a very, very, very special guest tonight. Reverend Jordan Wells, Black MAGA pastor, founder of Christians Against Anti-Semitism Institute. So we're going to have a good night tonight. Reverend went viral. He was featured on TMZ. Let me just play a clip of that, and then we'll get into our topic.
I crashed before the Grammys were over, but I loved the show. And usually I'm not into these.
It was a great concert.
It was a really
with some
good
awards
concert.
handed out.
Yes. It was a good concert.
But a lot of talk about the big winner, the Album of the Year winner, Bad Bunny, who also won a Grammy for
Best Urban,
Best Música Urbana. My Spanish is a little off there. But yes, that was his first award when he won that one, got up on stage, really kind of set the tone.
And this is interesting because in less than a week, he is going to be performing at the Super Bowl. There has been a lot of talk in this country about whether Bad Bunny was the right choice because he sings in Spanish. And that's because...
that was his message. And you could hear the crowd was Chiefs fan. But
go.
he says he is boycotting the Super Bowl this year because of the choice of Bad Bunny for the halftime show. And he is joining us right now. Reverend Wells, welcome to TMZ Live.
How you guys doing? Thank you guys for having me.
We appreciate you coming on. So, is your objection rooted in his view of ICE and immigration, or is it because he sings in Spanish?
Honestly, I don't care. Like I said, I'm a pastor, so I pastor Black people, white people, Hispanic people. We have Hispanic people that follow our ministry. I'm a Christian, so I believe God calls to love all people. It has nothing to do with him being in Spanish. It has everything to do with his divisiveness as a star.
All right, guys. I just wanted to show that Rev's been on with TMZ. Reverend, are you a reverend of a church, or do you do like Bible study, or like what do you do? Because I would like to direct people to go and hear more of you.
Well, I had a church for years, and before that I traveled and preached, wrote some books, Christian books, and then I pastored for 3 years. And now I kind of have like a Bible study that I do, because when politics took off, it was very hard for me to keep my church because, I pastor Black people, and being a Republican, outspoken Republican is not popular. So I have people that follow me who love my ministry who still come, but it's very hard to build a church with Black people and be outspoken supporter of Trump or Republican values. So yeah, that's why I had to, I end up giving up my building now. We just host monthly services. But I actively preach. I'm preaching every day. I preach on my X. I preach on videos. I have a separate ministry page where I just do ministry. I don't talk about politics. So yeah, that we call Jordan Wells Ministry. So yeah, we do both. We do both. We're actively doing both.
At the end, I want you to tell everyone when you're closing out where they can find the non-politics page. I'd want to go follow it too. Okay, guys, so it's going to be a fun panel tonight. We're going to first kick it off talking about Pam Bondi. People in the chat, like, y'all still talking about this. No, don't worry. We're not going to drag Bad Bunny tonight, okay? We're past Bad Bunny. We moved on. We Bad Bunny did out this week. But in this clap right here, this was Pam Bondi. We're going to have a balance tonight. It's going to be some critical of Pam Bondi, some in support. I'm going to kick it off and show where she did well. She was given 3 straight minutes answering questions, and she did well in this part. Let's watch.
Questions for you that we can get through pretty quickly, I think. Can you tell me, is it true that the Biden-Harris DOJ raided President Trump's home?
They did.
Did the Biden-Harris DOJ allow Jack Smith to spy on over a dozen Republican members of Congress?
Absolutely.
Did the Biden-Harris DOJ seize the phone of a sitting Republican congressman?
Yes.
Did the Biden-Harris DOJ and Jack Smith pay at least $20,000 to confidential human sources to provide information on President Trump?
At least.
At least. Did the Biden-Harris DOJ and FBI fail to apprehend the suspect who placed pipe bombs near the Capitol ahead of January 6th?
Yes.
Did the Biden-Harris DOJ target parents as domestic terrorists?
Absolutely.
Did the Biden-Harris DOJ target pro-life Catholics, going so far as to interview a priest and a choir director?
Yes.
Did the Biden-Harris DOJ send FBI SWAT teams to arrest pro-life advocates with no criminal histories?
Yes.
Did the Biden-Harris DOJ use the FACE Act to target pro-life advocates while it allowed anti-life agitators to vandalize, destroy, and firebomb pregnancy resource centers and churches?
Multiple times, I believe.
Multiple times. Did the Biden-Harris DOJ ever determine who leaked the Dobbs decision?
I can't discuss that. No, under Biden-Harris.
Got it.
No.
Did the Biden-Harris DOJ and FBI target whistleblowers for revealing waste, fraud, and abuse within the department to Congress?
Not to my knowledge.
Did the Biden-Harris DOJ refuse to say whether it coordinated with Alvin Bragg, Fani Willis, and Letitia James in their lawfare against President Trump?
They refused.
Did the Biden-Harris DOJ slow walk the criminal investigation and prosecution of Hunter Biden?
That's an understatement, in my opinion.
Yep. Did the Biden-Harris DOJ determine who brought cocaine into the Biden White House?
They did not.
They did not. Did the Biden-Harris DOJ cover up the extent?
As far as we know, they did not.
Right, that's right. Did the Biden-Harris DOJ cover up the extent of the Russia collusion hoax?
Absolutely, in my opinion. Yes.
Did the Biden-Harris DOJ, seek leniency from a federal court for an IRS contractor who leaked sensitive tax information on over 7,600 Americans, including President Trump?
Yes.
Did the Biden-Harris DOJ sue Texas because the state wanted to secure its own southern border?
Yes.
And finally, did the Biden-Harris DOJ attack SpaceX for hiring too many Americans?
I believe they did.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable, and I appreciate that a lot of this is being cleaned up under your leadership. So thank you for returning the DOJ back to its core focus, which is on the rule of law.
Oh my God. I was cracking up. I'm sorry. Okay. Ken, what's your thoughts on that first clip?
She's pretty sharp. I mean, you're pretty sharp. I mean, that is a hell of a position to be in because you're basically the bulletproof vest, right? So this is who the public sees, you know what I mean? And you got to be a spokesperson you might be even a spokesperson for things you don't even know about. You might be a spokesperson for things you don't agree with. So to be a bulletproof vest like that and be frontline like that, I commend anybody. That's a hell of a job and a hell of a position to be in. She's sharp though.
Oh, wow. Look at you, Ken, giving the first compliment of the night. Let's see if you still think that. Let's watch what happened with her and Thomas Massey.
Is any victim who comes forward, of course, we would love to hear from them. 1-800-CALL-FBI. Did you ask Merrick Garland that the last 4 years? Did you talk about Epstein?
I'm reclaiming my time. I'm glad you're asking about Merrick Garland.
You don't get to reclaim
because
time
this
when
is
you don't-
bigger than
when you can't-
Watergate.
when I don't answer a question the
This
way you
goes
want.
over 4 administrations. You don't have to go back to Biden. Let's go back to Obama. Let's go back to George Bush. This cover-up spans decades, and you are responsible for this portion of it.
And that's
now,
where the
I want to know at what
transparent-
point did the FBI and the DOJ decide that Lex Wessner was not a co-conspirator? Because our Epstein Files Transparency Act requires you.
Okay, that was weird. It got cut off. But this question is for Rippy. Rippy, a lot of Republicans today, they were like saying, oh my God, Pam did so good. She owned Thomas Massey. What do you think about that? Do you agree with that? Like people were like giving her like, yeah, like she was a 4 for me. And after today with her and Massey, she's a 9.
Wow, I'm shocked. I haven't heard that, but no, I completely disagree with that.
Neither have I.
No, where that's coming from? Because only thing I heard was the same thing. I agree with. Like I've always been a fan of Tom Macy, and I was vocal about my disappointment with Trump when he went after him. But I think Tom Macy he's authentic, and can't say Pam Bondi is sharp, but so is Tom Macy, and he let her have it. He destroyed her in that hearing. So unfortunately, we couldn't see the rest of it. But don't get me wrong, I still love Pam Bondi.
Yeah,
I still love Pam Bondi. But Tom Macy, he did his thing.
Slim, do you agree, as you're like the most MAGA guy on the panel, I think, do you agree that she destroyed Tom, or do you think that Tom owned her?
I gotta watch the whole thing. I mean, it was a real quick back and forth, but Pam is on point. Massey's on point too. So I don't really want to basically give my take on it because I want to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Basically make a good decision.
Got you. Well, this clip right here is for the Rev and Doc. Pretty much, I don't know how we got to anti-Semitism. I'm going to play the clip and then we'll talk about it.
I didn't see one tweet, not one. I didn't see one tweet when Joe Biden was in office about Bill Clinton. Didn't ask Merrick Garland anything about Epstein, not once. When he was weak sauce. And also, I want the record to reflect that, with this anti-Semitic culture right now, she voted against a resolution condemning.
Oh,
is
Jewish. I just want to be clear.
Do you want to go there, Attorney General? Or do you want to go there? Are you serious? Talking about anti-Semitism to a woman who lost her grandfather in the Holocaust?
My time.
Really?
The committee will be in order. Talk to Jared Wise about anti-Semitism.
Ranking member knows that.
Oh, wow.
So, Reverend, do you believe that this person was being anti-Semitic? Do you believe that if you're critical of the Epstein files in the sense of, well, we need to talk about what's going on, that you're an anti-Semite? What do you think?
Well, I don't think that that those are two are related. In my opinion, I think it's really sad what's going on with the Epstein files. To be honest, I think it's childish the way Congress is acting. I think Pam Bondi, unfortunately, is getting the unfair shake. I think it's unfair what's happening to her. I don't care for her in other areas. I'm like 5 with coming to Pam. But I do defend her sometimes. If you see my post today on certain things, the Epstein files, because I do agree with what she says. She is getting, first of all, Trump is the first president to run on opening and unsealing the Epstein files. Every president before that was silent. Nobody ran on it, and nobody promised the American people that they would do it. But it was Biden didn't care about the Epstein files. And no Democrat did. I'm big into politics. I was very active the whole 4 years. I didn't hear anything about the Epstein files the whole 4 years. On X, on Twitter, on Facebook, nothing. And then when Trump gets in office, he does it. I don't think she handled the Epstein file the best way, my opinion. I don't know why. I don't think it's because they're trying to protect pedophiles. I think there's something deeper going on. But I don't like how she's handled it. But I do believe that she's getting an unfair shakedown. And I know the Democrats are purposely trying to do this to smear Trump. They don't care about the Epstein files. I don't believe they care about the Epstein files. I believe they're purposely doing this because they want to take, just like the anti-ICE protest, they're trying to take the attention off of before midterms in a year, in 9, 10 months. They're trying to focus on something they can grab hold to and run on, because they don't want to focus on the things that I believe that Trump is doing well, like the economy is improving, all the things that Trump is doing with Trump X and the Trump RX and Trump accounts and the secure board, all these things. So they're trying to focus on Epstein right now and fixate on it when they don't care. So I think Pam Bondi has every right to be upset. I think she has every right to be acting like that. I mean, because it's a host. Hakeem Jeffries he donated to Epstein. Many members of Democrats in Congress were with Epstein. Everybody's been with Epstein. First of all, Obama was all through the Epstein files. Clinton was all through the Epstein files. It's just a whole mess. And I just think it's just unfortunately sad that this is falling on the Trump administration. And it's just I don't like it.
So Mia, my question is, you're pretty in the middle on things. Did you just start hearing about the Epstein files in 2025 when Trump came in, or did you hear about it before? What do you think about that?
I've been a self-avowed tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist for almost 10 years. I would talk about adrenochrome like 8 years ago, bro. Like I'm not new to the game. I'm not like these new people. I ain't new to the game at all. I knew about Jeffrey Epstein. I knew about all of them. I mean, I was saying this stuff 8 years ago when people were saying I was crazy, and I was like, oh yeah, they're torturing kids in adrenochrome, and you got to go down this whole rabbit hole. I mean, I've been on Alex Jones's time for mad years, and that man has not been wrong. That man has not been wrong. If I had $1 for every time he's been right acutely in the last 2 years, I would have paid the mortgage. That man has not been wrong. I've been listening to him since he told me they were putting too much estrogen in the water, and it was turning the frogs gay, thus perpetuating the low testosterone in men, thus decreasing the sperm count 50% now. Clock that. That's why I don't have a lot of kids anymore, is because the testosterone is now 50% decreased in male sperm counts now in 2026 are actually 50% less than what they were 40 years ago. Clock that. Thank you, Alex Jones.
Okay, well, hopefully we don't get the live taken down. Jesus.
I'm just saying.
But you know what we don't? Because President Trump is not for censorship. Because had you would have said this when we first started the podcast back under Biden, would have been doing some weird stuff. That's all I'm going to say. Anyways, Doc, you're my center left person tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, you sound just like me, by the way.
Intelligent? I know. Birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah, because I was talking about Epstein 10 years ago, and I got called a crazy person. And all this stuff is deeper than everything.
Everybody's like, Alex is a criminal. Alex is a joke. But two things can be true at once. He can be
he's not wrong.
He can be a criminal, and he can be right all at the same time.
Exactly.
I've been on some BS and still been right.
Right.
Doc,
Exactly.
You're not into conspiracies at all. So what do you think about the whole thing about the files? Did you hear about it before 2025, or did it just get started under Trump? What do you think?
Yeah, I heard of it before 2025. And I mean, they're all complicit in this. I mean, hardcore Republicans want to put it on Democrats, hardcore Democrats want to put it on Republicans, and they're all fishing in the same pond, catch and release pretty much. And I just think it's crazy that people get so outraged at any time you question something to be anti-Semitic. The term anti-Semitic is starting to run neck and neck with the term racism, the way Black people claim racism anytime you question them about something. So anytime you question Jewish people about something, you're anti-Semitic. Anytime you question Black people about something, you're racist. We use that shit like, you know what I'm saying, the draw two card. You know what I'm saying? So I think we just all got to get better about the way we use those terms. All these people are in it together and shielding each other because they're all lockstep in arms. And the only people it would hurt, the truth would hurt, probably would be all of them. So we just gotta figure out a way, I guess, to either accept it or move past it.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. That's a good point. I don't think that was a proper time to use that term, but there are times for it. This clip right here, this is when she started going on the rants about we should be talking about the stock market. Here we go.
First, he brought up the president saying they indicted me twice. They sure did. They tried to impeach him twice. And you, Mr. Nadler, were one of the leads on the impeachment. I was on the other side. I lived that with you. During impeachment, you said the president conspired, sought foreign interference in the 2016 election. Robert Mueller found no evidence, none, of foreign interference in 2016. Have you apologized to President Trump? Have you apologized to President Trump, all of you who participated in those impeachment hearings against Donald Trump? You all should be apologizing. You sit here and you attack the president, and I am not going to have it. I'm not going to put up with it. All they want to do, all the American people need to know this. They are talking about Epstein today. This has been around since the Obama administration. This administration released over 3 million pages of documents, over 3 million. And Donald Trump signed that law to release all of those documents. He is the most transparent president in the nation's history. None of them asked Merrick Garland over the last 4 years one word about Jeffrey Epstein. How ironic is that? You know why? Because Donald Trump, the Dow right now is over. The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a stock trader. I thought you were laughing.
Does she know what the Dow is?
Over 50,000.
You stumbled over that a little bit.
The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe. We should be talking about, what does the Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding?
Mr. Jordan, Mr. Jordan.
Committee will be in order.
Mr. Jordan, am I going to get an extra 45 seconds added to my time?
The committee will be in order. The time belongs to the gentleman from Texas. Ms. Bondi, the Attorney General can respond.
Thank you. The Dow has shattered 50,000 for the first time. This is crazy. They said it couldn't be done in 4 years, yet President Trump has done it in 1 year. National median rents have fallen to a 4-year low thanks to Donald Trump. That's why they want to focus on Epstein and our most transparent president in the nation's history. The murder rate, as I said, has plummeted to a 125-year low thanks to Donald Trump. For an unprecedented 9 straight months.
Wow. Ken, what do you think? Was there truth to what she said? And I talked about this today, Ken. I did a short. I said, the reason why I think she said you need to care about the stock market is a wake-up call to the Congress. Stop questioning this because y'all know y'all do that insider trading and the stock market's doing great. So why are you mad? What do you think?
So I think she's sharp. I just want to put this on the books for the record. According to encyclopedia.com, Semites are people of the Middle East and Africa who speak one Semitic language, which are branches of the Afro-Asiatic family. Examples of such language are Aramaic, Arabic, Aramaic, and Hebrew. This is encyclopedia.com. That's not me saying that. So the terms when we throw about anti-Semitic, it don't even fit. Doesn't even apply to the people that we're pushing it to. Argue with encyclopedia.com, not me. I think she's sharp. I like her today.
right? That's what I think. I think she's spicy. I think she's sharp. But I like a mouthy woman. I like a woman. I like that. You know what I'm saying? So the way she's talking is attractive to me. That is very kinky to me. I like women that talk like that. So
Toxic Bad Girls Club, DOJ style. And I said, somebody get Natalie Nunn. We got to recruit for her.
Right, yeah. She's real spicy. I like it. I love it.
Okay, so you like her spicy and you like her. Okay.
Yes.
Slim, what do you think about what she said? Do you agree that the stock market has to do with the Epstein files and this investigation?
I agree that they're trying to take away from what Donald Trump is doing. That's specifically what she was stating and making her point, that you guys are trying to distract the public and bring this bullshit up when you should be focusing on what the economy is doing. This is going up, and that's all factual, man. And man, that shit felt good. Like, just to hear that shit felt real good. And we looking at the Epstein files. Shit crazy to me, man. Yeah, Pam Bondi, man. 100.
Mia, what did you think about what she said? Me and you talk constantly about how high everything is. I showed y'all the $12 packs of meat, a pound of ground beef at the store the other day for $13. I almost fell out the chair. I was like, I can't afford to eat. I'm gonna go be a vegan now. What do you think?
I mean, I will say it's a K-shaped economy, okay? So the rich are going to continue to get richer while the rest of us are going to continue to slide down here. It's a K-shaped economy. It's been that way for quite a long time, and nothing's going to change that. I mean, I'm constantly getting email alerts from the stock market, from investors, and I mean, and we saw it with the propaganda they pushed during the during the Super Bowl. AI. Fat asses, get that Ozempic shot because we're all fat asses in this country, and the surveillance state. And that basically sums up the large trifecta cornerstone of what makes up our economy right now. The big seven make up almost 40% of the money right now is AI and tech. After that's pharmaceuticals, and the rest of that goes into surveillance and defense contracts. I mean, those are like the three things that are like holding up our economy. And it was just perfect that we saw all of that displayed as ads during the Super Bowl. But one thing I wanted to mention before we moved on was, in defense of Pam Bondi, a lot of what Congress is doing is disingenuous when it comes to the Epstein files, because over 12 of them have been active for almost 40 years and had numerous occasions to bring up charges against any of these people. The FBI, NSA, and CIA have all had this information since 2008, actually earlier than 2008, because they had the information from the Florida authority, down there in Florida when he was first originally convicted. So they've known this for a very long time, and none of these prior administrations have done anything about it. So I feel like it's not fair to treat her like a punching bag when they didn't have the same smoke for Obama, both of his 2 terms, or Biden during his term, or or Bush during his term, or Clinton during his 2 terms. So I feel like Pam Bondi's taking a lot of hits that, in her defense, she's only been AG a little over a year. In her defense, I mean, she's taken a lot of heat for something that she can't help.
Rippy, this question's for you. This is our resident Democrat fan, Eric. I love to hate you, but I love you. Thank you for watching. He said, nope, Democrats prosecuted Ghislaine Maxwell and had a 3-year ongoing investigation. Trump did nothing. Why didn't Trump prosecute Maxwell? What do you have to say to him?
Nothing. That's it.
Eric's like trying to get some sort of gotcha moment, and we're like, okay, they did their jobs.
I'm not entertaining these clowns. I can't entertain these clowns. I can't do it anymore. I told myself I'm not going to do it. I get on here and debate people, but come on now. They always try to find this.
I don't get why it would matter. I don't get why it would matter though which side prosecuted them though. If these people are predators and stuff like that, it shouldn't matter if a Democrat prosecute them or a Republican prosecuted them. It should be they should all be prosecuted. It shouldn't matter which side did it. You know, we're American people. It shouldn't matter. And I think people get too caught up in that. That's crazy.
But who's going to prosecute them is part of the same system. Like, you know what I mean? You know the meme when they take the the mask off? They take the mask off and it's each other. Like, who? It's one cabal. So who's going to do the prosecuting?
It's all a joke at this point. Man. That's fine.
Yeah, no,
I haven't even been
it
entertained. The
is.
whole Epstein thing, like, it's all oh look, oh, man, I just can't do it anymore. And I sat there and I've read so many of those Epstein files, but I was looking forward to confirm my conspiracies, confirming the conspiracy theories, which is all turned out to be all factual. That's what I was looking for in the Epstein files. Everybody was looking for, I just want to see if Trump is in there. Who prosecuted Ghislaine Maxwell? Was Trump and Epstein best friends? Like, y'all are such surface level thinkers. That's the reason I'm not entertaining this Eric guy.
Well, in this, the other thing is it got pretty spicy. She was very frustrated. She was like calling this guy a bad lawyer. Let's watch or watch
You
the
can let her
lawyer.
filibuster all day long, but not on our watch. Not on our time. No way. And I told you about that, Attorney General, before you started.
You don't tell me.
Yeah, I did tell you that. I saw what you did in the Senate.
Get him, baby.
Committee will be in order.
You're not even a lawyer.
We will give you a few more seconds. I said that already.
45 seconds.
Okay.
I mean, Rippy, you say you like conspiracies. Does that feel real to you? For me, it felt very staged. I don't know. I'm just saying it felt very staged, that little moment. Huh?
Yeah, I agree. That does seem very staged. I know Ken definitely liked it though.
Ken liked it. So, Rippy, what's the point of all this? What's going to happen next?
I don't know. We gotta ask me on this one.
Oh, dude, I don't know. The system ain't gonna correct itself. All right. So unless tinfoil hat on. Okay, take this with a grain of salt. But if I'm right, you heard it here first. Okay, one of those things. Tinfoil hat. So I was obviously doing some internet sleuthing because what else am I going to do with my spare time? Obviously, I'm an internet sleuth. So this one creator came up with two options because obviously so many people are extremely upset about this Epstein. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody is like absorbing it. They're learning about it. They're going down the rabbit holes. We're learning new stuff every day. Everybody knows that it basically is everybody. Everybody in power is implicated. There's not a single person that isn't at this point in time. So one of two things. So either the country is going to utilize Project Bluebeam or it's going to be a massive EMP when we get too rowdy. One of the two. But either way, the country's going to strike back. And when they explained it, I was like, that makes sense. That makes sense because that's some shit America would do to its own citizens. So, I mean, so we're either looking at Project Bluebeam or we're looking at an EMP to teach us a lesson. But that is very much something the United States would do when we get too rowdy and out of control. Would to become sort of a false flag event to put us back in our place, to get us away from wanting to fight them and get us into survival mode. And when he explained it, I was like, you got a point there. Let me go ask Alex Jones.
But me, I don't think they have to do things like that anymore. All they have to do for real is bread and circuses. I really think we're past the stage of like America rising up. I think based on the food that we eat, we're so like aspartame, MSG, and the way that we scroll apps, and we have a entertainment thirst. I don't think the masses of the people would do anything. I genuinely think we're in Aldous Huxley's Brave New World. I don't think nobody's going to do anything. My proof: 135 million people watched that Super Bowl halftime show. I don't think nobody's going to do nothing.
Excuse me, 128 million. You need to get the right number. Okay, 128 million. Reverend, what do you think? I mean, I'm kind of in the middle on the conspiracies, Reverend. I know you're not at all, but we're both followers of Christ. What's going to happen next, Reverend? What's the point of all this? Is anyone going to be prosecuted? Is Les Wexner? Because he's clearly been to the island a few times. What do you think?
Well, I'm definitely not a conspiracy person at all. I don't I don't get involved in it. I just try to stick with what I can prove and what I know. I've seen, as you know, Candace Owens, I've seen good people go crazy with conspiracies. So I try to stick away from them because they can make you get kind of loopy. So I like to, you know, I don't want to deal with it. But one thing I will say is that I don't think anybody's gonna really be prosecuted for the Epstein files. I think the most thing that'll happen is more files will probably be released. You know, because there's a lot of pressure. Like I said, I don't agree with the pressure. I agree 100% with Pam Bondi on the focus, and you know, it depends. I mean, the economy is definitely getting better. In some places. Now, if you live in a big city, you know, certain cities is not gonna, it's gonna be how the economy is gonna be different than if it is. Where I am, our groceries are a lot cheaper. Our groceries are cheaper. Our gas prices are like $2 down here. It just, you know, tax season just hit. My wife got a lot of money back that she wasn't supposed to get. And I'm putting posts on X every day, and everybody's talking about how much they're getting $14,000 back.
Please, Jesus.
They got 10.
Right?
They,
Me too.
they got 10,000. They got that Trump. You know that they, you know. So there's a lot of people. There's a lot of great things happening. Trump RX. And so I do agree with the Epstein 100%. The Democrats are going to keep pushing. I mean, we're not going to hear the end of it because they can't, because they have to. They cannot. Their focus. The Democrats' focus. Judge McCrockett said this. She said she believes it's okay to lie if that means beating Donald Trump. She said it on a podcast. The Democrats are very smart at deception and playing on people's emotion. That's why the ICE thing blew up. That's one thing I will give them as a party. They're very good at emotional, especially uninformed voters. They're very good at grabbing the strings of emotional, uninformed voters and making them believe a lie. And so they want to push that Trump is a pedophile, that Trump is hiding and shielding pedophiles, that he's in the Epstein files, even though the Epstein files came out and exonerated Trump, and victims have said Trump had nothing to do with the Epstein files. Trump was an informant for the that turned in Epstein, kicked him off Epstein. All this is public knowledge, right? So this is, but they're going to keep pushing this because they have to, because they were running on affordability. If you remember during Virginia, and they were in Virginia, with the New Jersey, that when they won those governor races, they were running on affordability. Well, Trump shifted to affordability and started talking about it. And then when they got in power in Virginia, I don't know if y'all know what's going on in Virginia right now, but y'all need to study it. That needs to be a whole live.
Taxes are going crazy.
Virginia?
Well, Abigail Spanberg ran as a moderate Democrat, and she has launched them into California 2.0. They have literally just put out 50 new taxes. They're taxing Uber driving, they're taxing DoorDash, they're taxing. They raised the tax on the rich, they raised the tax on the poor, they raised the tax on the.
Don't forget dry cleaning too.
Yeah, dry cleaning. They raised the
no more.
Even dog walking is in there. I'm not lying. Dog
I
walking.
need to talk about that. Thank you, Rippy.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't heard about it.
I haven't heard about it.
I've been posting about it since it. I've been posting about it, and they not only did that, they made it a sanctuary city. They also removed the crime from where rapists and pedophiles now are not prosecuted the same way they were under Youngkin. So they've completely turning Virginia into California right now. They cannot run on affordability after what they did in Virginia. So they have to run on something. And what they're going to run on in the midterms is Epstein and ICE. Those are the two things they're going to run on. So the Republicans got to unite, and they got to get focused, get one message. They have to run on what Trump is doing with Trump RX, trying to all those things. They have to run on the secure border. They have to focus, because right now the Republicans are all over the place, and it's not, and it's just not. They need to be concise and focused if they have any chance to win the midterms.
So, Doc, I'm gonna let you be the closing thoughts on this topic. Should Trump fire Pam Bondi? What do you think?
Yeah, he should fire Pam Bondi. Shit, idiot. Pam Bondi she was out here giving out interviews about people being shot when she hadn't done an investigation. Those are American people. She's basically, every time you see her, she's somewhere at a rodeo or arguing with old white guys like it's Bad Girls Club. She just gives off a bad look, but she's a loyal idiot. So if I was Trump, I probably wouldn't fire her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to dance with the partner you came with, and she does that very well. So I wouldn't fire her, but I think she's an idiot just by the statements she's made at those things. And then I'm not giving Trump credit for the Epstein files coming out. I remember saying it several times. Trump ran on releasing the Epstein files for the first couple of months he was in office, and Republicans argued me down that is not what he ran on. They told me that specifically. Now, if it's a lie they told it, I'll pull up the clips. If we can go back, Enzo told it to me several times, actually. Several Republicans said he mentioned it, but that's not what he ran on. So the fact that it came out now, I'm not giving him credit for it, because y'all told me he didn't run on it. But I have seen, like, everywhere I look, I see a lot of people saying, like, or I see a lot of things that'll pop up on Absheron, new tax things going on and stuff like that. So I think I know that was some of the stuff that Trump did want to change. So I do give him credit for that. It's not like it's something he said he wanted to change and it's hard to find. Like, it's in your face. Like, if you go look on some of your banking apps, if you go look on your Cash App and you're trying to send money, to your partner or something like that, it's on there, and all of that stuff is easily accessible for Americans. I think that's something he did that was pretty cool. And I think he's doing a lot of the things that he ran on. I mean, it wasn't stuff that I all of it ain't stuff that I would personally prefer. I mean, I don't care. It don't affect my community or me at all. So it ain't something I'm gonna go out here and advocate for. But yeah, Pam Bondi an idiot. Like, at of the highest order, but she's a loyal idiot. So, like, if you want an idiot, you got to have a loyal idiot. And Ken don't agree she's an idiot, but Ken agreed that she made uninformed statements when responding to the actions that was happening in Minnesota. And if you are the Attorney General of the United States, one of the biggest and most powerful countries in the world, and you go out here and you make an uninformed statement on public news, you're an idiot.
Ken wants a chance to meet her. But our poll said, should Trump fire Pam Bondi? 59% of our viewers said yes. 41% said no. Usually our polls are pretty split down the middle, so it's pretty clear that that's what our viewers want tonight. But we're going to switch gears here. Candace. Candace, I'm disappointed in you for several reasons. She supported the ban. I'm not going to get into it. But in this first clip, this is Candace talking about Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk's dating timeline.
Got finished with his burger, and he just sat there and he looked at me and he's like, you know what? I'm not going to hire you. And I was like, that's fine. I don't need this job. I'm doing plenty of other things here in Manhattan. He's like, I'm going to date you.
Okay, so this is a job interview, and I'm going to show you one more example of this. She tells Megyn Kelly this on stage, and this is even after his assassination. So take a listen.
When I met Charlie, the only reason I sat down with him because I thought it was a consulting position for work. I did not date in Manhattan. I saw the pits of hell of the dating pool through my roommates.
So I can tell you, going back in my text messages with Charlie, that this date thing happened September of 2018. We discussed it. Like I said, I was basically like his wingman and very much enjoyed that. I was very pro Erica and him getting together. I can say that as well. So Charlie interviewed her in New York. That is true because she was looking for a gig with Turning Point USA. And I find that now to be very strange, weird, that she would be looking for a job in politics at the exact same time that she apparently received her New York real estate license. Yeah. So October 2018 is when they began dating in earnest. That is the very month that Erica receives her New York real estate license. She begins dating Charlie Kirk. I'm going to show you that. Here is her license, and I'm going to show you how you figure this out. This is a snapshot. You can see it says this real estate license is valid until October 24th, 2020. In New York, your real estate license lasts for 2 years. Think of it like a driver's license. You have to get that license renewed, and it's every 2 years. So if it expired in October 24th, 2020, that means that she received her real estate license, we can assume, on October 24th, 2018. Right when she started dating Charlie Kirk. I just thought that that was super interesting. That didn't exactly make sense to me as I was doing this timeline, because I remember when Charlie met Erica. I remember Tyler setting this up. I remember the conversations, and I still have the conversations, thankfully, because I delete nothing when all this went down. The career that I was told that Erica had was that she was doing fashion. Erica was in New York City. I met her at a steakhouse shortly thereafter. Charlie wanted to know what I thought about her. And what I was made to understand was that Erica was working in fashion on this clothing brand, Proclaim Streetwear. She wore a lot of jewelry on her arm, and she was into like Christian branded fashion. So I'm just trying to understand why you would be trying to do both a fashion company, and then if you look up the LLCs, certainly at being of 2019, she files for a trademark for that fashion brand. So she is both running a fashion brand, getting her master's at Liberty University, getting her real estate license, and beginning a career with Corcoran Real Estate, which is a massive real estate firm in New York. When we dig up the relic.
Oh, God. Reverend, what does this guy do with her investigation for Charlie? I'm not seeing the connect. I mean, I'm going to let other people speak that may see the connection, but I'm going to let you go first because I know you really been keeping your foot on Candace's neck. Even in the beginning, when I was still giving Candace the benefit, I'm like, man, Reverend, you kind of mean. But now I'm like, damn, she's upset. This is a stalker. I can't.
I have no words. And people have to understand when I've been talking about Candace on Christian podcasts, I've been talking about her. I just went to Nebraska, talked about her on a Christian podcast, and I talked about her. We have it's a documentary coming out about Candace people don't know about, but it's coming out. And I was one of the voices. I think Ben Shapiro's in it, and a lot of the people. I don't know when it's coming out. But I will say I used to be part of Lexic. In the beginning, I loved Candace Owens. So people have to understand this is personal. This is heart-wrenching for me. I've never seen a fall this big in politics. And it's just sad. I mean, this was one of the top Black conservatives in our country. And so many Black conservatives looked up to Candace, to be honest, because of her intelligence. And to see her become basically the jealous ex, stalker. First of all, from a moral point of view, I just have no tolerance for that. Like, I'm married, so if you're not married, I think it's kind of hard to understand, but this woman lost her husband. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't just lose her husband. She lost him in like the worst way you can lose a spouse. They had children together, right? I know what love looks like. I am a pastor. I'm a counselor. I counsel people every week. I know when couples are faking it. I know when couples don't love each other. Charlie Kirk, I see videos. I see love in their eyes. He loved his wife. The way he talked about Erica Kirk was just like magical. We all could want a relationship like that. And to know that this woman had to watch her husband get shot in the neck on live television. And then the whole world, half the country to mock his death and have to explain that to little children while at the same time taking over $1 million grassroots organization shows that woman has amazing strength that I don't even think I would have. And it shows her strength and her character. She didn't respond to Candace for a long time, which shows me as a pastor that she has real godly character. It's nothing godly about attacking somebody. It's nothing even about being a human being. Forget being godly. to attack a person that's a widow. That is, I don't care. There are things that are true that you might feel like that is true, but is wrong. And I was telling people like that. There is, so I can say to a person, if I have belief that a person say is living a certain lifestyle, I don't like it. We all have family members that we don't agree with, right? You're not going to just go up to your parents or your family members and be like, you're wrong, and just start preaching at them, right? Because it's a way, it might be true, but it's wrong. Candace is wrong on every level. I think that should be a bipartisan thing. I don't understand why there's so many people that go along with it. I don't have really a lot, honestly, I don't have a lot of respect for people that do. Because I just don't think that good people do that. You know, there used to be a time in our country where that was true. If you did this 50 years ago, can you imagine if this was going on 50 years ago? 50 years ago, just 30 years ago in our country, where people had morals and values and actually believed that you take care of the widow and not tear them down. It's just, this is the modern people. They're just different than when our grandparents were growing up and our parents were growing up. It's just, I never see anything like it. So I respect everybody's views. I try to. I don't really get upset about much, but when it comes to Erica and Charlie thing, I get really upset about it, and I get really passionate about it completely.
Yeah, I get it. Ken, you were married quite a while. Is Erica Kirk like Jackie Kennedy, where we should have reverence for her, not critique her, not do an investigation? Are you Team Candace, Team Erica? What's your thoughts?
Man, I'm sorry, Rev. Man, I'm with I'm a part of the heathen crowd, so I'm gonna go in a different direction. So pardon me. Erica Kirk lost a husband, but Candace Owens lost a man. That's Mistress Dick talking. That's how she sounds. She was in a relationship with Charlie. I know women. That's one thing that I know. Erica lost a husband, right? But Candace lost her man, right? And ain't no woman going that hard for her homeboy at all, right? Now I know we like the optics of things, but I deal with the shadow world of things, right? And I know human behavior, right? You ain't going that hard for your homeboy. She's on this woman's neck, right? That's a mistress, right? So Erica lost a husband, but Candace lost some peen, and she's upset about that, and she's going at that woman, and that's what you're looking at. So I know there's a filter we want to see it from, but you don't go this hard for your homeboy. You would actually be consoling Erica. She's been on her head for weeks, and there's no let up, to the point where I know that that's causing internal conflict in her marriage. There's no way, right? Mind you, she's doing this and she's a married woman. What does her husband think of her riding this hard for her friend? Come on, bro. I understand the position of to see it through a rated G perspective, but that's what I'm here for, because I'm in the trenches in the shadows. And Erica lost a husband. Candace lost a smans.
Okay, wait. I got one more clip, and then I'm gonna let Rippy go, because Rippy has met Charlie. This is Candace now asking for Erica Kirk to go to jail. So I mean, this is taking a whole new life.
You want to throw the wife in jail?
Jail for questioning at least Erica. I don't care who's mad. I really do not care who wants to be upset after this episode. Really, you will be wasting your breath. You can spend $1 billion on influencers, because this is all becoming increasingly inexplicable. You are asking me to be an idiot, actually, and I cannot do that for you. Someone once commented beneath this show that if the situations were reversed and there were this many verifiable lies that Charlie told regarding the murder or assassination of his wife, Charlie would be in prison awaiting trial. And I actually agree with that assessment. We are way beyond coincidence. This is now a full-blown conspiracy. So welcome back to Candace. Look, I have seen enough, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen enough. Erica Kirk should be dragged into a police precinct for questioning. Like I said, you can show me the person who disagrees with me on that after I will reveal to you what we can now confirm. You can show me that individual, and I will show you a full blown fraud. That's the only people that would disagree with that assessment. I said to my team this morning that the amount of evidence that is now piling up, I would say against Erica Kirk, is almost akin to an NBC Dateline episode, except it's actually more simplified than that. Like Dateline, that show is way too complicated. We're effectively now playing a toddler's game of Blue's Clues. Now, for my international friends who don't know what Blue's Clues is, it's a child's program here in America where toddlers follow along a massive blue dog as he puts his paw prints on certain clues around a house, 3 clues, and they try to put together a picture in the end. What is Blue trying to say? Let's take out our handy dandy notebook and see what Blue is trying to say. Here's the mail that never fails. Okay, if you are an adult that is capable of basic logic, then I can tell you that Blue's Clues is probably not for you because it's not that exciting. It's pretty obvious, you know. Discovering that 1 + 1 = 2 is a very elementary concept, and that's effectively what that show is. And we are now arriving at that moment with Erica Kirk, and I'm going to tell you why.
I feel more dumb after listening to her.
And last week,
I legitimately
I
feel
can't.
more dumb.
This is the thing. This is the thing, Rippy. I'm gonna be real with you. I do think something is off with the way she's acting. She's going so hard at this woman. Like, bro, like, what you think, Rippy? What's your thoughts?
You know, it's funny because I was actually just talking to my wife about this earlier today. It's hard for me to say anything bad about Candace. I mean, she always supported me. I mean, I would hit her up anytime, and she gave me some of the best advice, and you know, growing my social media and stuff. But she about to get me to say something bad about her, and I'm trying not to, because it's going a little bit too far. And I'm actually more in agreement with Ken, because this is something that we all question this stuff. Like all of us on social media, all of us Black conservatives on social media, when we had an event, we had a like AFS, something like that, we all get together, we have the same conversations. We all question these things, and we also question Erica's performance. But who am I to judge? Who am I to question what's going on in her life? I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know. I'm just on the outside looking in and applying my logic to somebody else's life. I don't know if they work the same way as I work, you know. So it's like I just wish she would stop. And it's giving boyfriend energy, and that's the same thing. That's the same thing that my wife said at the very beginning when it first happened. And this, not only what we said.
Did I not tell you that when we were at AmFest? I said, it's giving me side piece vibes. And I said, and everyone said, no. The reason is people don't want to accept that Charlie was a man. I'm sorry to say it. Charlie was a man. Maybe he wasn't currently doing it, but at one point, that's the vibe it's giving. Sorry.
I think maybe in the beginning, hopefully they don't see this, but I think maybe in the beginning, like before he got married to Erica, because I do think Charlie is he's an authentic Christian man, so I think he was faithful to his wife. Yeah. But in the beginning, when they were together, they were probably smashing, and then they got with them, and she's still in love with him, because there's no way that a husband would allow his wife to get on a podcast every day and talk trash about a dead person's wife like that, because everybody gonna start questioning, like, what kind of man are you? And you would think Candace Owens would be married to an actual real man, but a real man would not put up with this garbage unless he knows for a fact
Mr. Ripple, does your eyes tell you? Does your gut tell you that the way Candace is acting, that their relationship was back in the day? Like, what does your eyes tell you? What does your gut tell you? And this is not saying that a person is less religious, like Nora's saying. He's a man. Right? He is a man. Stranger things have happened. Right? I don't pedestalize anybody, right? You're a human first, right? Okay. Does your gut and your eyes tell you that this is a relationship that was happening before Erica Kirk? My gut tells me that Candace seen that man recently, and they making plans and plays. And this man
I agree with Ken. I gotta add this. The reason why I'm agree with Ken, then I'm gonna play the next clip and let everybody else sit here. The reason why I'm agree with Ken, she keeps talking about the wedding ring. This is her latest thing, and the wedding photo. She's like, well, he didn't have that wedding photo in the room, and they were having problems, and she didn't sleep with him the last night. I'm like, girl, why are you focused on this? Who cares? I truly don't believe that Miss Erica Kirk had anything to do with this man's death. I don't. I really don't. But I also don't believe the narrative we're being told. Let me be clear. But I don't believe Mrs. Erica Kirk. And it's just like, why are you so coming for their marriage? It's sick. It's weird. It's demonic, to the Reverend's point. I don't like it. I think you can question his death without going so hard and breaking down their marriage, in my opinion. But
actually, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. And like, I just don't know if it was recent that they were actually. I think they were hooking up prior to the marriages.
I do.
Because, well, all right, here. I'm just gonna say. I'm gonna throw it out there. Okay, y'all ready? I'm biased. Okay. I
know you are. He was friends with Charlie, guys, so I'm not trying to put you on the spot. Yeah.
Like Charlie. I mean, I had lunch with Charlie. I'm at the college things with Charlie, and to see him get shot in the neck, like, I'm biased. And also Candace, the amount of work that we did together, but I'm not biased to the point where I'm not able to call something out. And what Candace is doing, I am in disagreement with, and she needs to be called out. It's actually pretty sick and disgusting, and she's losing credibility every time she bring up Erica's name. If she feels as if something's going on, then let everything fall down. Everybody see it for themselves. We don't need to hear something from you that's not necessarily true.
Factual.
Because it makes you look bad. It makes you look like a jealous girlfriend that's not getting dick down anymore. And it's like, now you're trying to ruin Erica or something because you wish you had Erica's position.
I think Candace is smart. Candace had a friend who had a large. Candace had a friend who had a large audience.
True.
She lost access to that audience with his death. But in attacking his widow, she has, even through hate, she has allowed that audience to come and still consume her content. These people really don't care if you agree or disagree with them. If you click like on the content, that's a like on the content. She's still going to parlay that and sell that in the views and comments and likes. And though it wouldn't be something I would do, some people are obsessed with that, enamored with that. She can't go back to a life of a single light on when she had the spotlight on her at one point and this big shadow. So I don't know if it's all of that or she just can't let go of the light. She had Charlie, her being friends with Charlie gave her access to the people who looked at a lot of his stuff, looked at a lot of her stuff. And with someone else stepping in and taking over, his company and everything he had, she may have lost access to that. And I don't know if being friends with Erica would have kept her access, but I know attacking her has kept like those people coming back, at least if nothing else, to talk shit to Candace and tell her we disagree with you. And if I was parlaying that in the she just picks a new subject every day. I don't like her fingernails. Charlie would never let her get her nails done like that. But now that Charlie's gone, she's you know what I mean? Like, it's the smallest stuff because she says evidence and stuff like that. And I've seen the lack of evidence of her ever to give evidence on Erica. But the longer she's parlayed this into his audience going back to at least slam Candace. So, because I don't think she has anything to talk about at the moment. Like, a lot of people were getting dried out on some of her reaches. And I think she can be entertaining in other ways because she's very knowledgeable on certain subjects, but she wasn't going to get the light as big as she has right now. And some people can't let that go, but it's smart.
And when have we ever seen, honestly, in media, in public, a black woman throw direct darts after dart after dart after dart to a white woman like that?
Never seen it.
Never.
Well, I think too is this like, it sucks because I feel like Candace is like, she's left the investigative journalist that we're so used to, and now she's waded into this like mistress category. She's never going to beat those allegations because her behavior doesn't support the theory. Like after Charlie was first murdered, when she was coming out with all this information, it made sense because, okay, so we have, Erica Kirk's shady family with their
Right.
dealings with Raytheon and all of these things that actually literally make sense. You can look it up. Okay, there's a lot of questions. What happened with this private jet? Oh,
Right.
this private jet is owned by this Daniel guy who also owns Unique, which also was one of the brands that works really closely with Erica.
Right.
And you can see all these puzzle pieces in these areas that really make you stop and say, okay, who are these players? Okay, what's going on here? Maybe this is a little bit of conspiracy. And I will say, typically, generally speaking, when a married person dies, their spouse is at least questioned because mathematically, statistics tell us that their spouse 99% of the time has something to do with it. However, obviously that didn't happen. But at the same time, maybe she had an ironclad alibi that we had no idea about. But right now, it's like Candace needs to let it go because pretty soon pretty soon, Erica Kirk is not somebody I'd mess with. Her parents are power players, but not only in the United States, but also in Israel. We're talking about some very powerful people that are power players. And I mean, at this point in time, Candace got 3 kids and a husband. Why don't you just chill out and make sure you're alive to take care of 3 kids that you just had? Boom, boom, boom. Like, why are we doing this? Go back to picking on Macron.
Well,
at least I believed that.
The latest allegation that they have is even crazier. This is one of the last clips I'm going to play. This is her talking about Erica Kirk possibly being in the Epstein files.
Red Rover, I called Candace over. I found something in the Epstein files that may be a missing puzzle piece to the Charlie Kirk investigation. Let's get into it. So after Charlie Kirk had passed away, we started seeing these articles pop up, which made me dig into Erica Kirk, and I found the Romanian Angels stuff. That video blew up, but I didn't have any lawyers sent after me. Instead, it was private investigators asking how I found this information, asking me to send them links. I knew at that point that I was on the right track, was suspecting that Erica Kirk could be involved in something bigger than what we're being told. So I've kept digging because in every homicide investigation, a potential suspect is the spouse, especially when they have so much to gain, right? Now, this article that was posted shortly after Charlie Kirk's assassination by USA Today states that Erica Kirk worked as a real estate agent in New York City for the Corcoran Group. So if we're to believe the story that she works as a real estate agent for the Corcoran Group, then her boss would be Pamela Liebman, because Pamela has been the president and CEO of the Corcoran Group since 2000. At least that's what the public has been told. Now, in this Epstein document that's doing an official name search and alias for Lynn Forrester, aka Lindy Rothschild, it states that under her work affiliations that she is the Corcoran Group Inc. president. And it even shows her email, which is redacted. Now, this is a bit of a tinfoil hat conspiracy theory, but if Erica was involved in anything sketchy and she needed to receive payment, having her work for the Corcoran Group as a real estate agent would be a very easy way to launder money, right?
Let me just tell you how God works. I don't actually use TikTok that often. And I got this video, I think somebody sent it to me. And I had just arrived at an interesting fact about Erica, because, we've been working in the background on this timeline of her life, and it was about her real estate career. An interesting little tidbit that I can add here on her journey. It just so happens to be, like I said, this came across as I was noticing this inexplicable data point. The story that we are told, and the story that Charlie was told, the story that I was told, is that Erica and Charlie Kirk fell in love when he was interviewing her for a job with Turning Point USA.
Reverend, you were visibly laughing. It is quite funny regarding what she said. What's your thoughts on everything that I just played?
I feel like I'm losing my mind watching her. Like, that's one of the things is I always tell people, like, you have to, like, well, first of all, I want to say what he said is very true. I don't, the guy who was talking about her audience, I think a lot of what Candace is doing for a lot of reasons, I don't agree with Ken when it comes to them sleeping together. I think maybe she might have had some infatuation with him. Maybe happened in the beginning. I believe I'm like the other guy. I know people who know Charlie Kirk, and they say he was a man of great integrity. He dedicated his life to preaching the gospel. I just don't see that. I'm not saying it's not possible. I've heard of men of God falling in the sexual sin, so I'm not saying it's not possible. But I just don't agree with that. But one thing I will say is Candace, I think it's a little bit of both of what we all been talking about. I think there's a little bit of I think she had a thing for Charlie Kirk. I think she wanted to be his wife. And I think Charlie Kirk did not choose her for whatever reason.
Agreed.
And
I agree with you.
yeah, and so whatever reason he did not want to be with her, and I think she's always had a thing with Charlie Kirk for Charlie Kirk, and I think jealousy was a big part of that. When she got Turning Point, I think it set it off because I thought she felt like she helped Charlie build Turning Point, and that Turning Point should have went to her. She felt like she was the heir of Turning Point. Even Eric Bowler said if she wouldn't have lost her mind, she would have been the heir of Turning Point. Because in the beginning, she really helped build Turning Point. They did it together. But I also believe it's a little bit of both. And I just think Candace is not in a good place, y'all. I mean, my background is I have a bachelor's degree in counseling. I'm working on a master's degree in counseling. So I counsel people and I deal with people with a lot of mental health. I think something's going on. I think she's losing it. I think that a little bit of it's purposeful, but I also believe Candace has wandered somewhere. And that's why I always tell people with conspiracy, that's why I'm not into conspiracy. Because you have to be careful when you get into conspiracy because it can take you to a place you don't want to go. And I'm not saying that some people don't have a balance, but there are people who get out there. Like they get out there to like the earth is flat type thing, And
But what
I
if
think
it is?
yeah, I don't deal with conspiracy.
I just had to say that. I'm sorry.
And honestly, I think that's where Candace is, and I think what's going to end up happening, Candace is going to get herself sued really bad. I think she's going to end up. I think she's going to lose. And I think she's going to lose the case with the Macrones.
I do too.
I think that's going to happen. I think that's what's coming. That case is still going on, and I think it's going to be a big lawsuit. You took on the leader of a country, like has unlimited resources, and so I think there's going to be lawsuits there. I think Erica Kirk's going to end up suing her. There's already been a cease and desist. I think there's other lawsuits coming. I think Candace's husband, what the guy said, I don't know what type of husband. I'm sorry, I'm black. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's the white people stuff. But I tell you right now, if that was my wife, I would be on the podcast. I would be on the podcast. I would be pulling her off the podcast. So we all black men on here, and I just know that wouldn't go down with us black men. Maybe that's why she didn't marry one. Because we would have every day. It would be hell. It would be hell in our household every day. Like every day, from the moment I walk in home to the moment I get up, we would argue. Because I'll be like, you wanted Charlie Kirk so much, you should have had him. I mean, it would have been one of those things. So, my wife has more respect for me than that. So my wife is got a jealous bone in her body, and I do too. So, I think a lot of these black men on here are like that. Black men, we're very strong and we're very territorial. And we don't like to share our women. And that's what's going on is I'm gonna close with that I just feel sorry for her husband, to be honest. I really do, because that's a man that is being demasculated before the whole world. She's not a good wife because the world is laughing at her husband right now.
You're right.
I saw so many pastors and people just asking, where is the husband? Why are you letting your wife? And her husband's got his own notoriety, y'all. He's like the CEO. He's like the CEO of Parlor, which nobody really gets on there, but he's like the CEO of Parlor. He's like worth like $30 million. He's like really wealthy. And so he's a public figure too. And it's embarrassing. Can you imagine walking in the boardroom with your wife, Candace Owens?
Well, he's also friends with the Tate brothers, and you know what time they're on. So
Yeah, Tate, they'll tell you straight. You know, the Tate, I mean, I would just leave with that. I feel sorry for him, but I think Candace is going, I think this thing with Candace is not going to end well, y'all. And I just really do. I don't see it ending well because, I really believe, some people believe in karma. I believe you reap what you sow. And I really believe that Candace is putting a lot of bad energy out in the world. And, I think what she's doing right now, saying that she deserves to be in prison, I think that's I can't believe she went that low. I can't believe she went that low. So I just.
But Rev, what if the husband is not embarrassed? What if he's not embarrassed? What if this is in their marriage? What if this is a kink to him? He likes her doing this. We can't project masculinity on other people. What our version of it, right? So in his house, because clearly he's okay with it. He's okay, and he doesn't find shame in it. This might turn him on. This might spice the bedroom up. Who knows? You never know.
Well, they keep having kids, so obviously something's going on.
Well, that's where he is. He's taking care of those 3 kids. That's why he's busy taking care of those kids when she's.
Well, this is a whole conversation that maybe that we need that's not on this podcast, but I think that a lot of what sometimes white men are very, not very reserved and non-confrontational, and black women, we know how. I'm married to a black woman. They can hold their own. That's all I want to say. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm really praying that Candace turns around, because you know what? Let's honest. The truth is, if Candace was different, Candace would be the face of. Right now. She should be so much. Right now, Candace's voice is so needed. It always has been, but she's went somewhere where. I remember the famous T.I. interview. Everybody remember that, where she was on stage with T.I.? That's where Candace shines at. Attacking culture, those cultural wars, those celebrities, that's what it's like she's known for, and she's went down this other path where it's like, who cares?
Candace can't do those things now, Rev. She's scared for her life. She's taken on, to your point, one of the biggest rulers in the world. I think she's scared. But anyways, we're going to start wrapping up, guys, with closing thoughts. I appreciate everyone for coming. Ladies first, Mia, what's your closing thoughts?
I just want to do a shout out to Team USA Women's Hockey. Shut out the Canadians 5-0. Never happened in the history of the Winter Olympics. So we got to give a round of applause for our American ladies who won against the Canadians 5-0. And that's it. Shout out to the women hockey team.
That was the easy one. Doc, someone in the chat said, Doc, I know you're like, how are we talking about this long, about this BS? So poor you had to put up with it. I'm just kidding, Doc. You know you had fun. What's your closing thoughts? I like your shirt.
Thank you. I got my new party shirt on. Somebody call Nora a smoke show in the comments. Nora didn't want to put it on the screen, you guys. Don't worry. I'm here to share it with you guys. Man, I just hope, you know what I'm saying? I believe Candace is someone of a religious background or whatever as well. So I hope she finds some sort of peace and move on beyond this. I hope everybody can stay inquisitive about politics, but realize that, get out and vote, use your voice. But sometimes if your side doesn't win, the things that they're going to do aren't going to align with you. And you just got to put yourself in a position to, move your agenda forward next time. Yeah, all of this stuff is for a lot of clicks and likes. People get on this internet and they get real addicted to it. So like I said, everybody on the panel, a lot of them have they make content. I don't. You'll see I have a TikTok and an Instagram, but I'm mostly just on there lip syncing in the car, do whatever I'm doing throughout the day. So you guys don't follow me, but follow everybody on the cast. They make great content. Like, subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Ken, what's your closing thoughts?
our eyes don't be lying to us, right? And I live in the real world, and in real world behavior, people behave a certain type of way because of certain things. And a person could be deeply religious, a person could follow your faith, but that doesn't mean their household looks like yours. And that doesn't mean they're into the same things as you, right? When it comes to kinks and when it comes to personal path, everybody's heaven tends to bend and looks a little different. So Candace Owens, to me, displays a certain behavior, and I'll just leave it at that. But what your gut usually tells you is usually right. And I know we like to give people the benefit of the doubt because of relationships, but your gut never lies. And your gut is telling you one thing, and we're all grown and we're kind of thinking the same shit. I'm just already over there already because I know people and I know humans and I know certain behavior. And I don't think these people were philandering years ago this summer. How about that? Because that looked real fresh, like that box was just hit. So that's what I think. Leave it at that.
Oh man, Rippy, what's your closing thoughts?
We've talked a lot about conspiracies, and I'm just going to say that we should probably be looking at some of these things and taking them into consideration. Doesn't matter how crazy something sounds, I'm going to ask why these people believe in it. Because the amount of things that came out to be true that were called conspiracy theories at first is pretty much at 100%, from MK Ultra to Operation Mockingbird to all these things. You know, really happened with 9/11. Just wait till people find out about the ice wall and the Atlantic Treaty. But that's all I'm going to say. Antarctic Treaty.
Is that the flat Earth stuff?
What? Wait, what happened? What are we talking about? What?
We need to have a Friday night of that.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
It's biblical.
Well, no, you gotta come tomorrow. You gotta come Friday night, Rip. We're gonna talk about that book. That book has it in it.
All right. I would love to. I'm ready for it.
Okay, well, yeah. So, thank you, Rip. Everybody go follow our team. Reverend, thank you so much for coming. We greatly, greatly appreciate you. Let everybody know where they can find you, follow you. And also, Rev, stay till after the ending. I want to talk to you about something, but go ahead.
Yes. So yeah, just follow me on. I'm on X. You know, we do a lot of big things on there. So you can follow us on there, Reverend Jordan Wells. We do. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook, and we do that. We're on our ministries on there as well. So we try to give people inspiration. We talk about both the Bible and also politics. Yeah, and so I would just tell people to ground yourself in some type of truth. You know, to not get overly consumed in politics. I have to remind myself every day to dewind. You know, when I get home, try to listen to some music that's not necessarily what I would truly listen to, and just and take time spend time with my children. I think we're in a culture where we're consumed with politics, and I think that's why people are crazy. But you have to work on your mental health, and mental health comes from spending time with your family. Because politics is not more important than your family. It's not more important than the things that you can touch on this earth. And I love what I do. I love ministering. I love politics, but my most important thing is my family, my children, and the people that I'm able to touch. So that's what I'm focused on. And I would tell everybody that, whether you're religious or not, read the Bible, go to a mall, enjoy yourself, because politics ain't everything. And and also we have to learn to, and I love what you guys do here, because we got to talk to people that are different than us. We cannot, this thing where we only mess with our tribe, the left with the left, the right with the right. I love having disagreements and talking and hearing difference of opinion as well. So, yeah, God bless you guys. Thank you guys for letting me come on. I always appreciate it. I get a lot of invitations. I turn down most of them.
Oh, wow.
I have a lot sitting in my thing. I just don't take them. But because like I said, I have to guard my private time with my family. But I do take you guys because, like I said, we were on here before I even had a big platform. And now we're reaching about 24 million people every 2 weeks on just one platform. So, yeah, I just appreciate you guys for the beginnings.
No, we appreciate you, Reverend. And shout out to Reverend Jordan Wells, aka Black MAGA Pastor, founder of Christians Against Anti-Semitism Institute. Please go check him out. Reverend is just booming, guys, like just booming. I mean, really, really appreciate him. He rocked with us when we had like only 2,000-3,000 subs. So I greatly appreciate him. We've grown, he's grown. So God is good all the time. And come back tomorrow night. Gray Mars, for those of you asking, Gray will be back. He's hosting tomorrow night. And then Friday night, we will be doing our book club. We are going to be reacting to Beyond the Pale Horse. So the team wanted to start a book club, so we're doing it. So come back 9 p.m. Friday night. God bless. Go support everyone. Have a good night. Stay safe.
Before we wrap, I want to take a quick moment to talk about how you can support the new party. We are an independent media platform. No corporate backers, no political handlers, just a collection of voices representing all American viewpoints, especially the stories they don't want you talking about.
I'm disgusted with our government, and it doesn't matter which party you're talking about. I'm disgusted.
We are watching an active genocide. I don't know how else to put it. There are thousands of people getting killed every day.
This is the first time in history that an American cardinal has ever been elevated to pope. It is legitimately make America great again.
Yeah.
Like, they're fighting for illegal immigrants, not immigrants. Illegal. Like, and they burning the flag and shit.
Like I always say, it was a great episode. I'm happy with the wins that Donald Trump's.
Like you heard Nora Skeptic say, we're going to keep bringing like different types of content and things that we know people want to see. And like we always say on the New Party, always vote.
If you believe Americans can still have civil discourse, even in these polarizing times, we need your help to stay independent and keep growing. You can support us by donating to our GoFundMe page, becoming a channel member, sending a super chat, or grabbing merch from the New Party store. Every donation goes directly toward growing the channel promotion and our upcoming documentary. And as a thank you, donors will receive an exclusive copy of the documentary 1 week before it premieres. Who is the New Party? We're you, your voice, your stories, your America. We can only do this together. So if you're able, please donate and help us get the message out.